Folks, what the crap's going on? Welcome back to Total War Rome 2 into the beautiful grasslands of Nemeticena, and we're going to be seeing Egypt taking on Galatia. Interesting because Egypt actually kind of has some Galatian auxiliaries available to them. We'll see whether any of those are present. They are. Here is the Galatian Royal Guard. Now, does that mean they are the Royal Guard of Galatia in the service of Egypt, or the Royal Guard of Egypt manned by Galatians? I don't know. I don't really know how that story goes. Let's put this into slow-mo so I can get you a little bit of a rundown here. Looks like we got some citizen cavalry on either flank, a Tarentine cavalry in the middle, a citizen cav in the middle as well, so that's going to be a total of 4 cavalry for Egypt. Up front, we're going to have some mercenary Rhodian slingers. That is a very dangerous slinger component. These guys have big hats. You should beware. When someone comes into a battle with a hat that big, they're serious. Okay, so don't doubt them. We got some Levi Thurio spears on both flanks. Nice little cheap units to help defend. Looks like there's a couple of units of those out on either flank. We do have the Galatian Royal Guard on both flanks, so 2 very heavy infantry. There's a Thurio spears out to support them. Some Carian Axemen, which are a unit that carries more javelins than usual. And it looks like there's 2 of them. One's including the general and a third one here. And then some Sobek Cultist. I was glad we got to see these guys in more Thurio spears. So these are the Croc Warriors here. They got their hat on, ready to go scare. So I do believe they have a scare effect. Yeah, so they scare everyone that they're near. So they're going to drop leadership where they are near. Not a bad unit in melee, just low on numbers. Let's go check out Galatia. They've got some mercenary Syrian archers and some Celtic slingers. So 3 slingers, 1 mercenary Syrian archer. Got some Levi Freeman making up a front line. These are nice javelin-armed but very cheap spear units. They can be very useful in multiple situations. We got some Galatian legionaries. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Galatian noblemen, 2 of those. That's interesting to see a really heavy spear unit like this. Could still be dangerous against Egypt, potentially, because Egypt's infantry is not that great. We've got some mercenary Cappadocian cavalry. This is a very nice, heavy melee cav. And then the general is a Galatian nobleman as well. So that is 3 heavy spears, 2 mercenary Cappadocians, and then what do we got out here? Horse skirmishers. So they've got very nice javelin attack. Terrible melee stats, but really good javelin attack. So let's go see how that goes. They don't want to get tangled up with the Levi Thurios, because those are really cheap units, and those Rhodians are going to put them to shame too. Probably want to be patient with these horse skirmishers. Oh, those Tarentine cavalry gonna go for it? No. No, surely not. But if they get... Yeah, I was gonna say they're gonna throw their javelins in there. Get some kills. It takes away ammunition from that slinger unit. It's not a bad trade. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. It's also giving the Rhodians a chance to come up and really just start to wreak havoc. So Egypt's off to a pretty decent start from a skirmishing standpoint, I feel like, because this slinger has paid a massive price already. Thurio's going to take a volley of javelins there. We've got a citizen cavalry, so Egypt's wanting to get a little bit aggressive here with the cavalry feints, or maybe just for defense on his own. Not a lot of cavalry flexibility, though, for Galatia. They're going to have to be very patient and play smart with their cavalry. They can't afford to get ahead of themselves. I feel like Egypt is pulling away quickly in the skirmishing fight. There's a unit of Celtic slingers basically already down. Cappadocian cavalry moving to help protect this flank. Nice charge there after these guys had already thrown their javelins. Going to get a lot of kills. That is definitely some nice micromanagement there. The Cappadocians are going to run in to drive them off, but they're going to get slapped with a volley of javelins off those Thurios. Not a good trade for the Cappadocians at all. And the Levi Freeman gets mostly bushwhacked there. See what happens here. The mercenary Syrian archers, they can do good damage to the Rhodian slingers. The Rhodian slingers can do good damage to them as well. So this is an interesting trade here. We'll see how it goes. Those Rhodian slingers have some really good fire rate, especially with that rapid reload going on right now. Let's see if we can get any effective pressure. So Galatian legionaries, Cappadocian cavalry all wanting to push stuff back. There's a big cavalry push going over here. Egypt's going to fall back from it. They feint back. Good kills on the slingers there with that cavalry. And then the Cappadocians, ooh, they want to get out of there too. Yeah. Okay, so they're going to pull back. So little back and forth here. Galatia's not out of this yet in terms of the skirmish. They're going to have to stay aggressive. This is potentially a good... Okay, yeah, they're turning around to face that Tarentine cavalry may go for broke here. Nope, they're just going to put the javelins into the back of that Syrian archer, so that was well played. Definitely a lot of jockeying for skirmish supremacy right now. Ooh, pretty nice dodge there on all those javelins from the Levi-Thurio spear. I mean, Egypt is definitely going to come out on top of this. Unless something changes here quickly. That Levi-Thurio spear, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, they're going to back off. 78 Rhodians, 84 Rhodians, 71 Rhodians. Only 60 archers, 89 slingers there. 37 and 77. I don't know. Honestly, if he keeps those Rhodians trading into these cheap slingers, that's a pretty good trade for Galatia at the moment. Those Rhodians are going to need to get some value. I mean, Galatian legionaries are just hands down better than everything here except for the Galatian Royal Guard in a melee. And there's definitely no question. And then those Galatian noblemen, that's probably true of them as well. So, I mean, Galatia has some serious melee capability on the table. I feel like if they play their cards right, just keep skirmishing, keep pulling ammunition out of the Rhodians. Just don't get too quick or greedy here, and play those Rhodians out. Let them spend that ammunition. Let them spend it on your slingers. Keep this trade-off going on, the cavalry feints and stuff like that. Just don't lose anything crazy here, and then I honestly think you might come in and just flat-out win this on the melee. If you're Galatia. Let's see what happens. What's fun about these skirmishing phases is that this type of thing, not exactly like this, but this type of thing did happen in these ancient battles where there would be a skirmishing phase early on. Cavalry skirmishing, you know, trading fire, you know, taunts. That kind of stuff, like, seems like it happened from what I read, at least in a lot of battles for Hannibal and Carthage. Okay, an engagement gets started here. The Cappadocians get tied down, but these units, this was a bait to go after the Cappadocians, I believe. They're going to take a beating. Nice pushback here with the Levy Freeman to get those guys off station. Now they're going to want to pull back as well. Oh, it ended up costing them, though. It was a ruse. That citizen cavalry gets in over here. I don't know how great it's going to do, but it was something. Again, there's Rhodian ammunition now coming in here, and it's killing off the mercenary Cappadocians. This was definitely a play to get rid of these heavy cavalry, because that unit is going to be pretty critical for the Galatians here. Yeah, they don't want to lose these Syrian archers.
Orders understood.
I don't think this is good for Galatia. Needs to be careful. Keep these horse skirmishers intact. Don't throw anything else away, because you may need to go after those slingers late. Stay the heck away from those Thurio spears. Oh, it took a few javelins there. Galatian legionaries engaged a Galatian royal guard out here. That is not a good fight. And these Galatian noblemen are now pulling up here to help support. This is also bad. There's a lot of cheap units here pitching a lot of javelins. And look at this, Sol's pushing his whole army back this way now to overload. Galatia's going to need to respond because they've engaged some units over here and they don't want to get caught out. Now this is a nice play. This is a nice play here. Look at the surrounding going on in the Galatians. Galatian on Galatian action here. The Galatian noblemen are going to turn around and take that charge. But you see the Rhodians and the other units now putting a lot of javelins into that nobleman. That is, oof, that's also rough. I like the charge and switch here, though, that's going on with the Galatian royal guard to try and wear it down. But this Galatian nobleman's going to get totally wasted, and Egypt is going to completely annihilate it with javelins and missile fire. The Carian axemen, I mean, just everybody's getting in on this. It is a happy javelin day for those noblemen. That is such an expensive unit to lose in a way like that. So Galatia just got robbed of a very expensive unit. That was very well played by Sol. But again, I do like how they've been trading hits on this Galatian royal guard, but the Galatian royal guard still picked up 114 kills. It is not pretty. And then look, now all the missile fire coming in, yet another legionary. Egypt is really starting to take a toll. All these javelins coming in from the Thurio spears, the Levi Thurio spears. Like, I mean, it is It's getting so out of control that he charged his horse skirmishers in here just to shut it up and stop it. So a big blob fight over here, but there's Carrion Axemen nearby, so they can turn and start throwing javelins. Here comes some citizen cavalry, probably trying to get to the slingers. They're really not going to get a hold of anything. There's going to start to be some grind-out fights here, and if Egypt, I mean, they've got more Leviathuriel spears and axemen. If all these guys have javelins, then Galatia's really in a bit of trouble. However, if this turns into just kind of a long grind-out here, I think Egypt's in trouble. There's a lot of grindy units here for Galatia, and it's going to make life kind of a nightmare. One Galatian Royal Guard's down, the other one is still there. Galatian Legionary not getting the best of everything here. It's close. This battle's still close. I've seen some players, you know, taking something both directions here. That's a nice call there, trying to kill off more horses. Like Galatian Legion, I mean, there's just missiles flying non-stop from the Egyptian line into the Galatian lines. It is taking a huge toll. Although, I think Sol did a really good job early with these infantry engagements to cause a lot of damage. There's less javelins coming in now. There's the Galatian nobleman going in there too. And this is... Egypt's going to start getting worn down. They're sending in their last Galatian Royal Guard here. It's going to charge the Galatian noblemen, but we're seeing a bunch of changing and cycle charging going on for Galatia's melee troops. I like that. It's going to maximize on their charge and try and minimize what these Royal Guards can do for Egypt. Big blob here. I mean, Egypt doesn't really have a ton to punish that blob except for the last few javelins, and they are just mercilessly throwing javelins in from all these Carrion Axemen, and Sobek cultists are rolling up now. If the Galatian general was dead, those cultists could end up being very dangerous. Looks like the cavalry are going to charge into those axemen, try and silence them. Just look at the javelins flying back here. I want to say Carrion Axemen get 5 javelins. Ooh, that Royal Guard took a beating there. They're already down to 88. That is not good for Egypt. Yeah, this battle's going to be close, I think. Are they going to charge those Thurios? No? Galatian nobleman general here is pretty healthy. I mean, he's starting to get a lot of attention, though. Attention he doesn't want. This Galatian Royal Guard, though, has really gotten chipped away at, and there's a fresh Galatian Legionary back here. This one's in okay shape. I don't know how these Carrion Axemen are going to perform. I mean, they do get some armor-piercing value. The Leviathuriel spears will do terrible in melee. Like I said, there's some armor-piercing. The Sobek cultists are around. Where did they end up at? They're here. They ended up with those Galatian noblemen. That did not go well for them. These Croc guys getting stabbed in the face by these noble spears, so the cultist ended up getting absolutely cut down there. Galatia is ripping through Egypt right now on the melee front. That Royal Guard is still alive, and it went after the noble general. That was a good call, I think, but Galatia is now going to surround it. And if they just layer into this blob, I don't know what Egypt's got left in the gas tank here. We'll see. This is going to end up being real close. Nice charge there by the Cappadocian cavalry, trying to kill the Carrion Axe general. Battle Rhythm coming in to try and help him. Here comes that fresh unit of legionaries looking to take down the Egyptian general. The Galatian general, he's in trouble. He's got to be dying here any moment. That's going to be rough on morale. They're losing decisively in melee. It's that Galatian Royal Guard. The Carrion Axe General, those axemen ran. I mean, the Egyptian General just evaporated there and ran off. This Galatian Legionary is in good shape. They do have to fight through a Thurios Spear, the remnants of the Royal Guard. The Galatian General is still alive at the moment. It's incredible that he's still alive, but he is still alive. Here comes that Galatian Royal Guard. That javelin volley would have been really good into that Royal Guard. I can't believe how well that spear unit's held out. There are still a few javelins coming in from the Leviathuriel spears. Ooh, that hurts. Any moment now I'm expecting that Galatian general to die. This Royal Guard is really Egypt's best chance here. This Galatian legionary is going to need to do this better and faster against those Thurio spears. They are racking up kills, but they're going to have to get the job done and get it done quick. Okay, some reinforcements for the Galatian general. He's not dead yet. The Royal Guard is free. They've got 219 kills. This legionary is going to try and tie him up for a minute. This fight's about to go against Egypt here. Those legionaries are cutting those Thurio spears down. But, I mean, there's only 89 of them left. 43 Royal Guard. If these guys have javelins, they need to get a good chance to chuck it into that unit. I don't know if they still do or not, though. They do. That is a worthwhile toss. It looks like they're going to back off and maybe try it again. They should. They need to intercept the charge of this Royal Guard. Oof, it's going to be rough. This is going to be super close. I can't believe how long that Thurio spear is holding on. More javelins. It's going to go into the back, but it did not kill any of the Galatian Royal Guard. It's going to get rear charged. The general probably just went down. No, but he shattered. I don't know if the Galatian general went down. Yeah, the general just died. That's terrible timing for Galatia. Terrible timing for Galatia. This is going to end up being obscenely close, but it's going to go to Egypt, I think, because this Royal Guard is just not going to, it's not going to give. These legionaries did such a good job. 202 kills. This one was close, folks, and there goes a headhunt, too, so, I mean, there's definitely no way that Royal Guard's given up on this fight now. I mean, they could just get owned by numbers, but I don't think so, because there's still 43 Thurio spears. There's only 61 Galatian legionaries that left. I'm just not seeing these Galatian Royal Guard drop in any significant numbers here, but I am seeing the legionaries drop in significant numbers. This fight is leveling out. Yeah, see right there, like, I mean, it is bouncing all over the place right here in the balance of power. Only one of those Royal Guard fell that entire time. Looks like a few going down and a few more going down. Those legionaries, they're losing their will to fight. Yeah, they stabilized there. Only 20 Royal Guard left. Ooh, they just went red morale. They're exhausted. Everybody's probably exhausted at this point. Okay, they stabilize now at 20. We got 27, 35. Yeah, I mean, unless something goes wild with the leadership here, pretty sure Egypt takes this one home. That square smart. Nope, it didn't work. Ooh, down 19 on 29. But we've got a wavering legionary. 18, 29, 17 to 29. Oh my gosh. 28, 16 to 27. Oh man, that's close. The good morale of the Royal Guard is paying dividends here. They're just pounding on each other, and they're so tired that neither one's very effective. 16 to 26, 14 to 25, 13, 20. Oh, they won. The morale did it. So Egypt pulls it off on the narrowest of wins there. Now, I told you that if they got into a melee, it wasn't going to be brilliant for Egypt, but Egypt just pouring in all those missiles ultimately was just enough to get the job done. Because like I told you, if Galatia... And earlier, what I was saying about the strategy, I was like, you know what, if they sit back, just soak up as many of those missiles with their Levy Freeman and other ones, their melee would get the job done, right? But you just can't underestimate sometimes just how many javelins these Carrion Axemen and other units have. Levy Thurio Spears. I mean, this is a tremendous amount of missile damage. And when it's focused properly on key units, like these Galatian noblemen, those were expensive units, and the only one that really did the job he needed to was the general. The other ones really kind of got pooed on here. So it is an interesting gamble there, but a great game between Happy and Soul here. Very, very close. That could have gone either way. Obviously, that was right there on a hair's breadth at the very end. So hope you all enjoyed that one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all soon with some more action in Total War Rome 2.